Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Uche and I'm the founder of Automate B2B. We are launching January 2026 and I'm the Clay Club lead for Clay Club Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm here to do a walkthrough of the build I did at Ignite competition last week. And I was a solo competitor, so I'm just going to show you guys my thought process through choosing the segment I chose for the GTM motion I built for Ambient AI. So now, Ambient AI is the company that was given to us by Simon to build a GTM motion for. And what does Ambient AI do? Now, Ambient AI is an AI-powered physical security software platform. It plugs into a company's existing cameras and access control systems, including badge. So it's like VLM for physical security, and I was part of the ten top 10 finalists at Ignite. So I'm just going to walk you through what I did. So the first thing I did was I had to do like a deep research for Ambient AI. I mean, off the bat, it looks nice, but we need to, so because we are actually doing a GTM motion, I need to know a lot more about Ambient, who they sell to, who are the ICPs, who are their current customers, and what are the products or softwares that they sell at Ambient. So I did a deep research. I did a deep research using Jordan Crawford's ICP prompting using Claude. However, I'm just going to run through this final doc that I submitted during the competition. So I choose the K-12 education as my segment to outreach to, and as you can see here, they already have like a pre-existing customer in that segment called the Hacker School, if I'm correct. And our segment was private K to 12 schools with active security hiring, which was a really good trigger that it shows that they needed more physical security in the school. And this is something that Ambient AI really solved this problem. We also had some geographical focus after our research at Ambient, and we did some qualification, trigger signal, technical readiness, market timing, and yeah, so we did for schools that have 800 to 250 students that enrolled. So this was because we used a current customer of Ambient AI, the Hacker School, as our source of truth to source this data out. So you can see here the core insights, private cases, squares, post and opposition for campus security. So I'm just going to go into Clay to show us what the build looks like. And yeah, so I did 2 builds for the competition. I actually had like 5 ideas for this competition. You can see here decision makers focus builds. It's like more on the people build. An open job build, which is like a perfect trigger and signal that they are interested in, or that they might be interested in Ambient AI Pulsar software. School shooting news table. I actually did not go through with this because it sort of sounds distasteful, to be honest. I don't think anybody would want me using that as a signal for such a tragic event. I mean, there's how you can frame it, but personally I felt like it was too early, too soon to send outreach to schools who just had like a really bad incident. So probably maybe like 6 months after might be a good time to reach out after the shooting news. And then I scraped some list. However, I'm just going to go through the 2 builds I did, the decision maker focus build and the open jobs build. So let's start with the open jobs build because this was what I really dived into, because it was a good trigger and signal that they were hiring active security roles at these schools. So the first thing I did, this is the default build. First thing I did was I pulled in job search using Clay's templated open job search. So you can see I focused on campus security officer, ensure that it was a security focused job role, and I filtered out job title that doesn't contain finance, CEO, and all of this stuff because it's like non-ICP and we're not interested in all of this stuff. And And here, I mapped out the company name, the job title, the job location, because our target is for USA. That is where the Ambient AI ICP is. The company domain, that's the school domain, and the job LinkedIn URL, the day the job was posted on. And I used ClayGen to get domains for companies or schools that were missing their domains. And I used Clay's free feature to check if the domain that AI outputted was valid, and I merged all of that data into one column. Now we are going into the qualification. So I did like a two-step qualification for this GTM build. So one was the school qualification, which had over let's say 4 to 5 qualification metrics for the school. Because one thing with Outbound is not about having the right what's it called, the right software or the right service or the right business, is reaching the right people. So we had to ensure that I did really structured qualification for the account level and for the people level. But for the account level, I really did a lot of qualification to ensure I'm reaching out to the right school, and we're reaching out to the right at the right time with the right message. So I did a school type qualification because Ambient AI current customer who is in K-12 education is an independent school, so we had to qualify to be sure that all of these people hiring security are indeed schools. So we qualified down to only schools, and even the schools we had to do for independent and private school. Public school were not a non-ICP, and I did an AI formula to check for schools who are private and independent and are ICP. So I used Zenrose to scrape the job description just to get more details about the job, and also use this as a personalization point in the email. And also, yeah, so I did that. I mapped out the title of this Zero script. And after I've qualified all of these companies, I had to enrich the companies that were qualified to get employee count, the industry, the company description, company country, and all of this data I would need, annual revenue, and year founded. And then I also had to find out how many students are enrolled in these schools. You can see I used, I think I used Neon for this. It was perfect. And I had the enrollments, and of course AI column to ensure that these are above 800. Just going to show us what it looks like. This is not what I'm supposed to do. Is it here? No. I know I had where I did that total student enrollment. This is enrollment, total student enrollment. I mostly cannot find it. However, so I also did a tuition and security budget to be sure that these companies, these schools have like an annual revenue or annual tuition fee, which is going to be a great point that they'll be able to afford Ambient AI's software. So we had to look at the prices above $45,000 to $70,000. And I did one final qualification to check the campus complexity. Now, if they have more buildings and more campuses, more likely that they will be interested in a VLM for physical security. So that was like a really good qualification metrics I used. And finally, I summarized the Zero script to use in my email, and I did a people search to find people. Yeah, I did a search to find people, so ensure that we qualify down to people with the right titles, who are decision makers in the schools, and people who are who have decision power in security and technology part of the school. You can see here director of security, director of campus security, director of safety and security, perfect. And then I also had to qualify. And this is the qualification I did. We had over like 53 persons. I did a qualification to qualify to be ensured that this person is within the security decision making title. and I found their email. I enriched the people. I enriched their LinkedIn summary, and I had to map out data from the previous table into this table. So I used the lookup clay feature, and mapped out the data I needed from the previous table. And I used AI to generate the email. I used Claude to generate the email. So I'm just going to show you guys what the prompt looks like, and this is what the emails look like. And this subject line, this was like I thought of the subject line because I had watched a YouTube video on Ambient YouTube, just like be able to get more manual understanding of what Ambient does. So when I watched that YouTube video, I was able to coin this from the video I watched and used as a subject line. So I'm just going to do a quick of the first build before I end. This is already getting so long. But yeah, the first build was just like focused on more on the people. We didn't really have any trigger. So my idea for doing this is that we can test different angles, that's using different campaigns. So test campaign A, test campaign B, and see what angle works, and then we scale with whatever angle works. So that was like my idea for doing 2 different builds for this competition. Okay, so for here we focused on the people. We did find people with the right job titles. Director security, you can see the job titles that are like in decision-making power in this schools, and we also did the qualification to be sure there are schools and all of that. Same qualification metrics we used for the open job table, and of course found their emails. And yeah, we did 2 emails for these guys. Yeah, so this is the build that got me in top 10 of Click Assignments Ignite competition 2025. Thanks.